our visions on the new trends in digital mining. Please welcome the CEO of MineBest, Eyal Avramovich.
I'm standing in front of the 5 first containers. They just arrived, and this is our design. We accommodate 600 Antminer. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Eyal Avramovich. Originally, I'm an electronic engineer. In the last 20 years, I invented several consumer electronics products. I wrote patents, I raised investments. I went to China to manufacture, to learn how to manufacture, and eventually succeeded after some hard work. Eventually succeeded to put some consumer electronics products on Amazon around the world and on QVC TV channel, and it sells pretty well.
And, you know, one of the things that I'll tell you that I did at that point in time is I literally stopped taking anyone's word for anything. I started doing my own due diligence. I did in-depth research on each and every company prior to joining. Still got fooled a couple times because owners sometimes lie. And then I turned around about a year later and we started the Is It a Scam group on Facebook. And I started calling out the scams and showing people the results of my due diligence and starting teaching people how to identify scams. One of my members in that group messaged me and they showed me 2 websites side by side that use CGI images as a header, one labeled MineBest and the other one called Mining City. When I first saw this, I called it a scam. And based on the fact that we had numerous scams, including several mining scams like AWS and all these others, Mining Max, you know, I wanted people in my group to understand I didn't want them to get involved in a new scam because I didn't want them to lose any money. But then something kind of unique happened. I got a message from Eyal Avramovich. He reached out to me on LinkedIn. He started a very nice conversation with me. Unlike most of the time when you call something a scam, the guy behind it, they'll argue with you, you know, they'll threaten you, they'll do all these things, but not Eyal. He was very nice. He sent me a bunch of information, and that information led to my due diligence. So I want to talk a little bit about him so you guys know who he is, because without him, without a doubt, I wouldn't be here, okay? So this is what I'm going to tell you up front based on my research, and then I'm going to prove it to you. Number one, Eyal Avramovich is an inventor. He was an inventor for the Israeli military before he went to the private sector. He made high technology products for the military and the public. He's been a cryptocurrency miner. He started MineBest in 2017 with $1.5 million of his and his family's money. MineBest has been awarded as one of the top 10 mining pools in the world. MineBest has been awarded as one of the top 10 mining pools in the world. And I'm going to show you all of this, guys, so you know. But here's the cool part. He, you know, as an inventor, he gets this thing in his head sometimes where he's getting into something. And, you know, he started in cryptocurrency in 2016, started his own mine in 2017, but in 2018, he wasn't done. So he decided he wanted to take that open source project and he wanted to turn it into something that would actually work. And that resulted in Bitcoin Vault, which is the #1 and only coin in the industry that's theft proof.
Anti-theft solutions, when someone steals Bitcoin for you, it's very hard to retrieve it. It's a process. It's possible, it's complicated. There's about 1 million coins that are still lost.
Now, we're going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit, but here's some of my actual due diligence. The first thing that I did, because if the guy's an inventor, you have patents. So I looked up his name with the word patents beside it, and I had all these screens pop up, several of them. The guy has a lot of patents. I mean, he really is that guy. Chief Technologist Eyal Avramovich has extensive experience in military and advanced commercial technology. Here's the next one. Now, this is a big company, guys. If you don't know who Gigalinx is, they've been around for a long time. It's also an Israeli company. Unbeknownst to me, he made this product called the Gigalinx converter, which actually was sold to Sony. Obviously, a big project, made millions of dollars. But here's another thing that shows you right on the website. He was actually the CEO of the company, okay? The Gigalinx converter. And here's another product on the bottom that's called the WeMe massage robot. Now, this product is actually kind of unique because I've actually seen this product on the Home Shopping Network or some type of shopping network. Eyal showed me how much he made off of it. A single sale in a day, almost $400,000 in a day. You have a guy that gets into mining space in 2017. He's not just in the mining space. This guy is a featured speaker at mining events all over the world.
My name is Eyal. I come from Israel. Originally, I'm an electronic engineer. I'm an inventor. I like to solve problems. I see myself as a creative person.
In the top left, you actually have the Team Blockchain Summit. The bottom one, I can't tell you exactly where this is at, but this is another summit.
My name is Gigalinx. I'm CEO of Mindbest. We are here to help to open a bridge, open a door for everyone who wants to see what is outside China. And maybe you will change your mind about this, and maybe you will say, okay, I want to diversify, I want also the safety, I want cheaper electricity, and maybe this will change your mind. And this is why we are here for today.
And then in the top right, you have another one actually where he's here talking at the Miner Summit in China. And then the bottom one, this is the Global Mining Leaders Summit in 2018. And if you notice all the way to the right here, you'll actually see his photo, and that's him sitting in a chair. I was realizing that this company that I had called a scam was probably not a scam. That's where I was at about this stage. And then I heard a story, and the story is kind of a unique one, where Eyal and Greg were actually, because you have to understand the relationship. You know, obviously Eyal was the CEO of Mindbest, and Greg was the Mindbest vice president of marketing. And one day they were speaking at a convention in South Korea. And while they were there, one of the guys in the audience, his name was Hanil Park. He's the head of Item Group. If you don't know what that is, it stands for International Digital Asset Management Group. And I actually knew who this guy was because I had been in a different company with him before. So when I heard that, I was like, whoa, hold up a second. I heard this guy's name. And so what I'll tell you about Mr. Park is this. He is, without a doubt, a go-getter. one of the best, and he's also very smart. So he was noticing with his other company that some things weren't adding up financially. So immediately when he heard these guys speak, they made sense. So he asked them, please, let's have a chat. And so they ended up going out, sitting down, having a chat. And this is where the beginning of Mining City began, where they started to formulate a process. Now, IAL has a relationship, obviously, with the government of Kazakhstan for MineBest. So Greg actually left MineBest and became the CEO of Mining City, while Hanil Park became the master distributor and the #1 earner in the company, guys.
And I took a big decision to step out from consumer electronics and to start Bitcoin mining. That was the point in my life that really changed everything, not only to me, to many, many people. And I took about $1.5 million family money, invested in Kazakhstan data center to mine Bitcoin, where the electricity prices there are very competitive compared to all around the world, with 3-cent electricity kilowatt hour. And I got connected to Mr. Park in South Korea. He was already a great marketer, selling mining products to another company, which they weren't so happy with the transparency of the company and the performance. And he came to Kazakhstan with a translator. We still cannot communicate. We have translators between us. And I showed him everything, the cost of the electricity, the cost of the miners, and the profits, and how to calculate everything. He was very amazed, and we understood we have a great opportunity to start something new together. And together with Greg Rogovsky, that time he was my VP marketing in MineBest, and we decided to separate the businesses and create Mining City. Mining City started as an idea that Mr. Park can bring a lot of individual customers, and we as MineBest will have to accommodate big spaces. And today I'm the 100% owner of MineBest, and Greg is 100% of Mining City, where Mining City is responsible for the marketing, and MineBest is responsible for all the technology and all the data centers. And that was the second data center we built already for Mining City customers, 20 megawatt in Kazakhstan. That was the third data center. You see already MineBest logos. These are the containers inside. These are special computers. We buy them in China in big quantities. And this was one of the first biggest visits of 2 buses, came from 4 different countries to visit the data center from China, South Korea, Vietnam, and Japan. And after that came people from 50 different countries. Over a few hundred people already visited the data centers. And when people come and see in their own eyes, it's completely different. I cannot describe here the feeling, the noise, how big it is, the heat, how hot it is. And these facilities also create a lot of coins. This was another facility, even bigger, 50 megawatt, with visits. This is MineBest Powerbox, and here how it is connected to the data center. You can see here in the picture a power station can support up to 4 gigawatt, and they still have 1 gigawatt available. And guys, that's the time. We can take everything. And what you see here is the long building is 50 megawatt data center. And that was the first data center to mine Bitcoin Vault all around the world. And you are welcome to visit there when it will be possible for you guys. This is how it looks from the inside. It's very big and noisy and very impressive, like the movie of The Matrix, if you remember. Many machines. And consume a lot of electricity and generate a lot of coins.
We are looking for a very big office right now in Warsaw because we're expanding so strongly. And so it's very much a company in constant development. That no day is the same. And I know a lot of companies claim this, but it's really actually true for MindBest. I've worked in different companies, and I can say this is the most dynamic company that I've worked in, I think, throughout my career. So what's the vision? Well, obviously, we need to build up capacity because you guys keep growing so hard, you know, and you're doing such a great job that we have to keep up, right? Because what we sell, we need to cover with capacity, with hatch power, and so forth, right? So we are building up facilities constantly. We're looking constantly for cheap electricity. One of the main reasons why we are becoming one of the top brands in the world right now in terms of mining, literally, is because we have access to very cheap electricity. We have good relations in Kazakhstan. And towards the end of this year, we will have roughly 150 megawatt operational already. That's already a very big amount.
So what would be what percentage of the hash power would that be?
Well, it depends on what the size of the global network will be at that time. But right now, it's roughly about 80 etahash, which means that would amount to, let's say, somewhere between 1.5% to 2% of the entire global mining network. That's a big amount for one company.
7 months, yeah.
In roughly a year, let's say.
Yeah, I see.
Like a bit less than a year.
Hello citizens, today is the day I'm going to tell you about the new Mining City debit cards.
What is the crypto debit card?
The crypto debit card is a card that allows you to make real-time purchases at physical retailers with your Bitcoin.
The crypto debit card that we received from Mining City that you can load with your Bitcoins and very soon with your Bitcoin vault, and then you can convert your coins to cash and withdraw it from the ATM. Put the card. So I loaded the card right from the app. I converted the Bitcoins to cash, okay, to euros, and then it's right now in the card. So let's see. And the cash is out. It works, and it works perfectly. Thank you.